What? I'm just standing normal. Hey guys. It's time to start modding my GTI, but before we start throwing performance parts at it, there's some cosmetic things that I want to get done. Today we're going to be doing some film. We're going to be putting paint protection film on the front end of my car, and then we're going to be changing out the window tint. It already has window tint when I bought it, and I'm going to change it out. It looks all right, it's not bad. There is a little bit of a gap over here and they didn't tint these windows, but I just want to change it out. I want to go a little bit darker, and I also want to tint the windshield. So let's pull it into the shop. We'll get it ready for the film, guys. All right, before we actually send it over to the film, guys, we're gonna clay the vehicle, clay the front end here, and that's gonna get all the bonded contaminants off the vehicle before we put the film on, so we can have a decent install. Now this does has a bunch of rock chips on it, which we're gonna touch up. Reason I'm putting on the film, I just don't wanna get any more rock chips as I'm driving. So we'll touch up all the rock chips on the front bumper and the front end here, and then do a light polish on it and send it over to the guys. I think they just finished up these two tints. They're gonna pull these out, pull the Cayenne out, and then we'll pull my car in. They're gonna start on the paint protection film, and then while they're doing that, we're gonna take off the old window tint film. I'll show you how that works. While these guys start the front end paint protection film, we're gonna remove this old window tint, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. I have the steamer warming up. You can use a steamer or you can use a heat gun. This one's actually been sitting out in the sun for a while, so it's pretty warm. So I'm actually gonna try to take it off and see how it does with just sitting in the sun. Window tint has two layers. It has the actual tint layer, then it has an adhesive layer. A lot of times when you pull window tint off, you're gonna leave that second layer behind, which is the adhesive layer, and it's a mess to clean up. So if you heat it up enough, you can kind of pull both those layers back at the same time. So let's try it. We got a razor blade here. And I use just some window cleaner, and I'm gonna just start at the top of the window and get a little piece off where I can peel. I can just start peeling it very slowly. If you just yank it off, you're gonna end up with a bunch of adhesive stuck. And right now it looks like, so you can pull it back and you can see this, all that extra, that's the adhesive left behind. And we don't want a lot of that, so we're gonna wait for that steamer. Okay. Oh, you keep saying you love me, might be that's just the case. All right, to remove the rest of this, spray it down, just a light mist with your window cleaner, and you can take just a clean razor blade, scrape this all off. I don't like using adhesive remover because what it can do, it can get on this trim piece here and it can actually stain that trim piece. I always keep microfiber cloth with me just to wipe down this trim here. I'm using a standard steel razor blade and a basic window cleaner to remove all this excess adhesive. Using the razor blade on the window is perfectly safe and it will not scratch the glass. But if you come through for me, I'm yours in life and death, so step it up. To remove the adhesive from inside the seals, you can use a longer blade knife to reach up inside there. When you're pulling the window tint off the window, you want to pull very slowly. If you pull too fast, you could end up with a lot of adhesive residue left over. All right, we have all the window tint off the side windows. The back window is a little different, so there's some things that you want to watch out for when you're taking this off if you have a rear defroster lines on it. Number one, taking the window tint off, you just want to go really slow, otherwise you could risk peeling that defroster off, and then you're not going to want to use a razor blade like you did on the side windows. We're actually going to use a white scuff pad, and I'll pull that out in a minute, to get any extra adhesive off that may be left behind after you get this tint off.
But you are just gonna love me way back over there. You did step it up, step it up, step it up, sure did. Step it up, step it up, step it up, sure enough.
These white scrub pads are safe to use on the glass. It's not going to scratch them or anything, and they're really cheap. I think they're 60, 70 cents a piece. Find them at Car Guy Supplies. Just going to cut a little piece off here. Just spray your window cleaner right on it, and this adhesive will just scrub right off. All right, now that the old window tint is off, we can start prepping the car for the installation. Now these Golfs, the GTIs, any Volkswagen for that matter, has these seals that stick out of the window, so it's hard to install the window tint and get by that seal without bending the window tint or putting a crease in it. So we actually took out these seals here. Rob took out all the seals on the top so I can actually bottom feed the window tint through there. And these have felt seals, so we're actually going to tape them up with masking tape so none of that felt gets into the window tint, between the window tint and the window during the installation process. While I get the windows prepped for the tint, the paint protection film guys are going to start installing the PPF on the front of the car. Paint protection film is the best protection that you can put on your vehicle. It provides a physical protection against rock chips and road debris. I actually just made another video on everything that you should know about paint protection film. Make sure you go check that one out after you watch this video. When I got this car, it had tint on it, but it did not have tint on these front quarter windows here, and a lot of tint shops will not tint them because they're hard to get to. But we do take that extra step to take off this A-pillar, and then you can reach that small little pocket window in there and tint it so it's even all the way around. And I'm going to show you how we get to them easier. We're going to pop a couple panels off here so we can easily access this window. First step, pry tool. You got a couple different pry tools here. First step is you're going to take this one off. Clips. Got this. This comes off. Pop that off. Now you can pull the seal back like so. It loosens this up. And you can just pull this out. We already did it real quick, but I'm gonna show you there's clips back here and they're kind of hard to get off. I don't know if I'm focusing that, but you can see that metal clip right there. Right there. It's just behind the airbag. So there's 3 clips up there, and you can see in their metal clips, you're gonna use a flathead screwdriver like this, and you'll just push on the clip, and this will help release it. Pull on that'll release that bottom clip, and then there's a top one too. It takes a little work to kind of do it, and it pulls right out. There's a second one right in the middle here. Push up on it, pull out. After you get those 3 clips off, you can pull this back out first. Just pull this right up like that. And then you're gonna turn it. It can be a little scary. Like that. And then you have access to take off this clip to the speaker up here. And then push it forward. And it comes right out. Last thing here you have is this cover on the window. Basically, you just pull this top here and squeeze it. Now we have clear access to put that little quarter panel window tint in. All right, all the old film is off. They got the front end paint protection film all done. We're gonna start installing the new film on the windows now. And we've got the car prepped and ready. We actually taped up these seals here. You can see these pocket windows. We already talked about these a little bit. We took off these side A-pillars here. A little difficult to get off, but it makes it much easier to reach in and get that window so we can tint that little pocket window there. Also, to get the cleanest install possible, we pulled this door panel back and we took the seal out. We're actually gonna bottom load the tint. These Volkswagens have these seals that stick out on the side here, and it makes it pretty difficult to install the window and get a better install. We'll bottom feed that window tint. We do one last final cleaning on the window before the install, which is key to getting a clean quality window tint. We then shrink the window tint with a heat gun so it conforms to the glass. This is done on the outside of the window, and then the tint is going to be installed on the inside of the window. We're gonna be using LLumar Stratos 70% to tint the front windshield. It's a virtually clear film with a high percentage of infrared heat rejection. With the front windshield being one of the biggest windows on your vehicle, it makes a huge difference in keeping your car cool.
Still got it.
There it is, we're all protected. I got LLumar paint protection film on the front end, and I got LLumar window tint film all the way around. I love the way it looks. It's perfect, nice and dark, windshield tinted. If you got any questions about window tinting, I'd love to answer them for you, so leave some comments in the description below. Otherwise, we're gonna ceramic coat it at some point, but next we're gonna add some performance parts on it. We're gonna head over to GRD Tuned. We're gonna get a ECU tune, and we're gonna get a new clutch put in. So super excited about that. So subscribe so you can catch those videos next. Otherwise, thanks for watching. See you next time.